Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. We are a couple weeks away from Thanksgiving 2022, and I got several requests for a live little walk and talk over here. I have been doing these over on Instagram, and my name over there is N is for Nurse 17. And you guys know I used to do a lot of walking vlogs, car vlogs, all the things. So this is just sort of a stream of consciousness chit chat with you guys. So come hang out, clean your bathroom, take a walk with me if you want. Hey guys, and make sure you say hello in the comments because I would love to hear how you're doing down there. I have some new subscribers I wanted to say hi to. Welcome to N is for Nurse. I have my N is for Nurse Stay in Orbit t-shirt on today as I'm walking. And we're also going to see how the humidity frizzes out my hair. So I worked a 12-hour day yesterday. I started at 7:45 and I was done at 8:30. And I have had multiple attempts at trying to film a what I eat in a day vlog for you guys. Hey guys, good morning. Good to see you guys. And yesterday I got all the way to lunch and had to go up to the hospital for an emergency situation and ended up, I was in the Panera drive-thru when I got the call that I needed to go. And so, everything just kind of flew out of my mind at that point. But I got myself a Mediterranean sandwich from Panera without the cheese on it because it was a Wednesday. And from that point on, there was no vlogging from that point on. My office is wrecked, so we're gonna flex a little bit this morning and get a walk in. I've been trying to do several hour or more long walks a week. Back when I was originally on WW and lost 80 pounds, I did it through utilizing the program and exercise. I think there's a lot of stuff out there that says you don't need to exercise. And, oh, who said hi? Dakota. My daughter-in-law is in the house. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here, Dakota, because I'm going to brag on you in a minute. There's a lot of stuff out there that says you shouldn't exercise, or not you shouldn't, sorry, excuse me. I misspoke. That you don't have to exercise to lose weight, like programs that you don't have to exercise to lose weight. And I recently listened to, I think he's a physical therapist. I'll have to post the link down below, who was talking about it's not that your metabolism slows down as you get older, it's that you lose muscle mass. And it's super important to make sure you maintain your muscle mass over time. So, obviously doing weights at the gym is important. And then I'm also trying to exercise my heart by getting at least 10,000 steps. Although the newest study says you can extend your life by getting 11,000 steps a day will actually extend your life. So we're working on it, guys. We're working on it. Okay, let me brag on my kids for a second. So Judah and Dakota are killing it with the WW. So Dakota, you'll have to put a comment in if you want on how you feel about the upcoming changes or upgrades to the plan that are happening this coming Monday. How do you feel about that? So I believe, Dakota, are you down? So she was down 3 pounds last week. I think she's down 8 or 9 pounds. You'll have to put it in the chat. And Judah is down 11. And they have been weighing in kind of on the weekends or Mondays. I get confused. Dakota, I think, maybe started a day earlier than Judah or something. So their weigh-ins have been different. So very, very excited for them. And I did a little check yesterday. Now, I think I'm going to change my weigh-ins. I got good feedback from you guys. I think I'm going to change them to Fridays. But that means this week's a little weird because everything will start over tomorrow. So I'm a little, that's totally fine. I just have been trying to be cognizant of that because it starts over tomorrow. That means that I get new weeklies. And I actually need to be careful not to eat on my weeklies this next week because that's actually over time going above what I need. And you guys know, I overthink everything. So, okay, let me see. We got a couple people. Hi, Linda and Denise. Good to see you guys. Dakota's a moderator, so she's moderating for me. So doing great. I did a little check-in on the scale yesterday. I usually try to do like a midweek check-in, but lately I've been doing some daily weights because I saw another Weight Watcher who talked about she weighs daily and then looks at her trend over time. And she usually takes her lowest weight for the week. And that seems to be a more accurate representation of her loss over time. So I thought that was interesting. So I've been looking, and sure enough, every day you go up and down, but I'm almost at 10 pounds down for the last 3.5 weeks, which that's not typical for me, but remember I had that first week after we got back from our trip and I was down a good chunk from traveling. And I've got a cross over here. Okay, good. I can cross after this car. So I've been doing 3 different neighborhoods to walk, you guys. I've got one neighborhood that's pretty flat. I've got one that's got lots of hills, and one that's kind of in between, where it's kind of hilly, but not super hilly. So we'll talk to you guys over on the flatter area. Non-scale victory-wise, so yesterday I did stairs at the hospital and wasn't out of breath. So that was fabulous. So I can definitely see with the increased walking over the last few months and taking stairs when I can again, there is a definite difference in cardio. I did set my tracker to reflect kind of the changes that I've been hearing about. And I had someone who works for Weight Watchers reach out to me and say, it's not really like a whole new plan. It's more of a, almost like a retrofit, like kind of going back to what was working before and then tweaking it a little bit. And I'm hearing that the name is just going to be Weight Watchers Points, but it's actually going to use Weight Watchers. I don't know. I could be off. This is from other sources. I haven't seen anything like official. No one sent me like actual screenshots or anything. So let me know what you've heard. Okay, so Dakota says, that's my daughter-in-law. I've been telling Judy yesterday I need to start lifting weights really to improve my riding. Yes, okay, awesome. So Dakota's down 7.9 and is going to weigh in on the weekend. And I know Judah's down 11 something. So, and they both got their charms in the mail. Judah actually called me. Look, my hair's starting to curl. Judah actually called me and was like, what do I do with this, Mom? The little key ring. He's like, what is this? I said, it's a little keychain with your blue charm on it. He's like, okay. I was like, yeah, you're going to get some every once in a while. He's like, okay. Typical sort of guy behavior. Like, I don't really know what to do with this, and I don't think he's going to carry it around. And when I first got that charm a long time ago, when they changed the charms, my blue charm broke. Like the O-ring completely broke off, like immediately. So they are not the most sturdy, little pieces of whatever metal. But it's really funny because we all got our cookbooks at the same time, because we all joined at the same time. So the three of us all got the same cookbook on the same day, and now we're all getting our charms at the same time. So it's really fun to do it with family. I would definitely encourage you guys, if you can find someone in real life that is willing to partner up with you, I think it will benefit you greatly. So back to sort of the updates for WW. It sounds like they're just going back to sort of an older algorithm, or whatever you want to call it. And it really does sound like Freestyle or Blue with the addition of popcorn. And even like the points. I think like the least amount of points you can have is 23. So I will be interested to see on Monday. I will vlog on Monday my food and updating and all that. I would encourage you guys on Monday morning or after midnight. I actually think last time it was like 2 a.m. when the app updated, at least here Central Time. So what you want to do is uninstall your Weight Watchers app and reinstall it, basically updating it so that your tracker will update. And once you sign in, all your information will be pulled into your tracker, theoretically speaking. But you'll have the update and you should be able to see. I wonder, I'm sure they'll have a new assessment, because I am hearing, and this is a question I got, I'm hearing there is a diabetic plan. So if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, or you just like the diabetic plan, I think there's going to be some sort of option for that. That's what I'm hearing through the grapevine. Hi, Barb. Glad you're over here, Barb. Barb hangs out with me over on Instagram as well. So if you like to walk and talk, I'm over there. N is for nurse, 17. And the reason that I'm breathing hard is because we're really hopping it this morning, guys. So trying to get some steps in. I'm already at 2,500 steps. So the goal today is 10,000 or more. On this walk, I would like to get between 7,000 and 8,000 is the goal for this morning, because I have a lot of office stuff to do today. And also, while I'm working in my office, I'm going to do some cleaning, because I'm basically like a tornado. And when I get really busy like that, it's like a bomb went off in my office and stuff. So anyway, that is the goal. I'm not going to vlog that entire time. I'll probably vlog over here, then maybe I'll pop over to Instagram and say hi to my friends over there. So it looks like right now I have 22 points on Weight Watchers. My daily points are 22. My weekly points are 23. Ideally, I would lose 60 more pounds. That is my goal, to lose a total, to get to my goal weight. That's my goal weight, is 60 more pounds. 60, guys. And I kind of wonder, do you guys ever ask yourself, like, what's different this time? And I will tell you that going to Italy, I think, kind of flipped a switch a lot of it was that I saw the activity level, and I actually talked to, I think I told you guys this before, but maybe I didn't. We were traveling with a group from the UK, and watching the way they ate, activity level, we also had a lot of older people on the trip that were getting, like, over 65, getting around Europe beautifully. So we took a tour and we actually added on, we bookended days off the tour as well. But the tour was a moderate level of walking tour. And so we would walk for hours on this tour all over Italy. We traveled all over by train, and then during the day we would go on walking tours. So you would have a morning or afternoon of a lot of walking, and then the rest of the day free, open to add in whatever you were going to add in. And we just did, I mean, you know, these European, Italian cities are multi-level, very hilly, lots of steps, lots of walking, bridges and canals, and oh my goodness, lots of churches, the Spanish Steps, you know, things like that. And just being very inspired by just looking around in Italy. Everyone's eating pasta, and yet their weight was in control, and they were walking and looking at the ages of everyone walking, and just feeling very, very inspired. So, and then also having that conversation with this lady. I went to get my hair cut, and she was 83, and she told me, listen, you need to be active every day. She said, my friends my age that are not active are not doing well. That conversation just really hit me. And I also think moving my parents here again, my mom has multiple health issues, and she's had bilateral knee replacement. My dad has had knee replacement surgery. And they both have had weight issues my whole life. It's a battle. My brothers too. Our whole family really battles it. Now I'm seeing it in my sons. And it's just going to be a lifelong thing. This is not about a quick fix. This is really about an everyday commitment. And you guys know I've tried other things, and I always feel really good on WW because it is more of a lifestyle type plan. I don't say to myself, oh my goodness, I don't think I can eat this way the rest of my life. I don't have those conversations. On other plans, I have had those conversations with myself. If you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know in the chat. But have you ever been on a plan where you're like, okay, as soon as I could put a piece of bread in my mouth, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? And I actually do really retain water and don't do great on the super carby stuff. So I know, like on Wednesdays, because we do a fast, so we do no meat or dairy on Wednesdays and Fridays. Those are my heavy carb days. So heavy as in I may eat some keto bread, or yesterday I had extreme wellness wrap, the Joseph's pita, that sort of thing. I always see water retention on the scale the next day. But I think that looking at calories in versus calories out last week gave me a very clear picture of, Amy, if you get X amount of steps, you're burning X amount of calories. And if you stay within your points, you are in a calorie deficit. Just that reality right there, those fluctuations on the scale from water weight gain do not shake me at this point. Because if you work the plan, make it a lifetime thing, let's just do this and commit to it. You know, that this is our lifestyle now. My uncle's about to have open heart surgery. Let's talk about that. Okay, so Barb says, yes, WW is a balanced and livable approach. Sarah Phelps, okay, I'll tell you about my uncle in just a second. So Sarah Phelps is asking, how do I feel about Points Plus versus Freestyle the Blue plan? All right, I love that question, Sarah. And when the new plan changes on Monday, I have the Points Plus literature and plan available if you would like for me to do a comparison. In fact, maybe I'll do a series of comparisons between the new plan and old plans. So as you're looking to make a choice, you can. Points Plus was an extremely successful plan for many people. I have many friends out there online that got to their goal weight and have maintained it on Points Plus. You can do Points Plus on the Healthy app, which is also iTrack Bites. You can do that plan. It is under the Carb Conscious name. Okay? So let's talk about the difference between the two plans. First of all, on Points Plus, your 0-point food list is going to be your non-starchy vegetables and fruits. You will have higher points for things that have sugar, higher sugar content, higher carb content. You do need a calculator to calculate Points Plus, whereas older plans before that, you could use a slider or kind of come up with it in your mind. Freestyle is different because, we'll say Freestyle or Blue, you have a much larger 0-point food list that includes lean proteins, beans, fish, fat-free cottage cheese, tofu, that sort of thing. So your point list, your 0-point food list is a lot larger, Sarah, but you don't have as many daily and weekly points as you would have on Points Plus. So if you are somebody that likes more structure than freestyle, I would recommend going backwards. This is what I'm telling you. Going backwards to either Smart Points, which is the Sugar Smart program on Healthy, or Points Plus, which is going to be your Carb Conscious program. Those are going to be a couple of programs that have a little bit more parameters. So how is green, aka Smart Points, aka Sugar Smart, how is that different from Points Plus? On green, it seems like their point calculation, you got credit for things that were higher in protein, lower in sugar and carbohydrates, and lower in fat too, I think. So you do need a calculator for that one as well. And I feel like your lean proteins were very low in points, whereas on Points Plus, you didn't really see that much of a credit. Okay, Smart Points, you're also going to have a little bit lower daily points. And were our weeklies all the same? I believe on Points Plus, everybody gets the same weeklies. On Smart Points or green, I feel like we all had the same, but I would have to go back and look at my literature. Oh, yes. Okay, so my friend KH says, sorry, your comments are little teeny, guys, just so you know. KH says that they do not like the Healthy app as much as the WW app. Yes, I'm with you. First of all, I like the Healthy app a lot. I like that you can do some secondary tracking of macros or calories, I like that you can switch between different plans. But here's where it's different from the WW app. WW app has more in terms of community function, so connect. Okay, now look at my hair. It's so humid out. I think the community is richer over there. I think the app looks a little bit more updated. There's more education on there, obviously. You know, you have all of the little online podcasts, the walks, all of that good stuff. So I totally get it. I totally get it. Now remember, we are looking at a price difference too. So healthy is going to be more economical over time. And I think what you get for the price is really a bargain over there. I have both apps on my phone. And right now we're good with that. I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's worth the money for me. Let's see if there's any other questions. Okay, KH says, I'm so glad someone asked about Points Plus versus Freestyle. I was most successful on Points Plus. I miss that plan so much, and I'm secretly hoping that the diabetes plan is going to be similar. KH, that is an excellent comment. And you know what? Get back to me after next week. I think that that's what we may see, because here's the thing. Points Plus, you didn't have to count your fruit, okay? But the carbier stuff had higher points. So your breads and things had higher points. So we will see. I wonder if the diabetic plan is going to have members count points for fruit. That will be very interesting to find out. So great comments, guys. Anyway, if you'd like a contrast video next week, we can do a little bit of contrasting between the plans. I can get out I have so much stuff from WW, it's not even funny. But I can pull the old Points Plus stuff out and show you exactly from the horse's mouth what it was. And then you can actually compare that to Carb Conscious and look and see. From what I've heard, the Healthy app, their plans are based on WW. They look very, very, almost identical, I would say, to the WW plans. So they somehow got those, calculations and things, and were able to create an app. So I've had a couple people say they're not exactly the same. So if you were one of those people in the past that told me that, drop a comment down below and just let us know what to watch out for. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation on old plans. I could talk about old plans for 2 hours on here. Okay, but right now I'm gonna go hike. We're gonna go a little bit faster. I'm at 3,700 steps, so I'm a little over halfway of my goal for this morning. So I need to pick up the pace, and it's hard to carry on a conversation. But let me tell you about my uncle before I sign off. So my uncle is 15 years older than me. I'm 50 years old. And he and my aunt, about 5 or 6 years ago, joined WW and were extremely successful on WW. And it was very inspiring to me. I don't know if they knew I was doing WW. I don't know what the impetus was, but it's not all about me, Amy. But you know what I'm saying. But I think they had seen that I had lost some weight. But I remember going to visit them in Austin, and we went out for dinner, and they were tracking their points, and we were at a Mexican food restaurant. We were talking about getting 0-point foods on board, and my aunt was just talking about how amazing it was at that point, because I think they were on Freestyle, that they could have 0-point fruit and that my uncle was loving it, and he looked fantastic. Okay. Well, like most people, this is a lifelong battle. And to me, it looked like at some point they stopped doing that plan and maybe his weight had gone back up. And he just recently found out that he's going to have bypass surgery because he's got some blockages. And unfortunately, he found this out a week before they were going to travel to Italy, of all places. So I have been praying for him. They decided not to go on the trip, although interestingly enough, their cardiologist said he could go, but he felt like it was very risky at this point. And he's doing all of those pre-op consultation things and testing. So he was like, it's, my life is more important than the trip at this point, so we're going to put it on hold. But when I talk about like things that jumpstart you, because I really don't think it's a restart, guys. I think we're on a continuum here of every day getting up and in the moment making the decision to take care of ourselves on all spectrums. It's very multifaceted. So it's mental health, spiritual, physical health, all the things, emotional health, all the things. He's having an external jumpstart where now he's going to have to live a certain lifestyle in order to stay alive. And I want to be on the preventative end of that. And so I already know this is a lifelong battle for me. And at one point I was up to 300 pounds, guys. And so to have 60 of that off and, working my way down and working on that continuously. And yes, I've had days where I chose not to do it, not to do the work. So right now I'm trying to be very cognizant in the morning, committing to myself to take care of myself in different ways. I've got the mental health stuff dialed in, and then the spiritual thing is always a work for me, and the physical thing is always a work for me, and the emotional thing is always a work for me. And just acknowledging that and saying, I'm going to make the decision, because there are a lot of people that I want to be here for. And it's my family. I want to see my grandkids and not just see them, but actively participate with them. If I ever have them, Dakota. She knows I'm joking. Don't delete me, Dakota. But if I ever have grandchildren, I want to be present for them and active with them. I want to be able to take them all the places I took my kids, and Dakota and Judah too. I want us to be able to go walk, the zoos and the amusement parks and the state parks and all the things, guys, that are just like wonderful hopes and dreams for my future. But it really starts right now of just being intentional today. So I would encourage you guys, if you need to get back on the continuum, you're like, okay, I pressed pause there for a minute. Make a commitment to yourself today. Start with small changes that you can actually sustain and keep, whether it's tracking, which is, if you're on Weight Watchers, that's where I would start. Not even with staying within your points, honestly. If you can just track today what you ate and be accountable to that, that's your first step. It doesn't matter if you go above your daily points. Let's just work on accountability and being accountable to ourselves. And once you're aware of your intake, you're going to be like, oh, Okay, here's where I can make some improvements. Here's where I'm willing to make improvements. And even if it's just right now, I'm just going to track, no matter how good, bad, or ugly it is. That's where you start if you're a Weight Watcher. I have done, Jesse's asking if I've done Points Plus. Yes, I did Points Plus when Momentum, I think it was. It was Momentum or Turnaround. That was the last plan before Points Plus. And yes, I did Points Plus because I was so successful on the older plans. And I talk about this at length over on Instagram. So go over there, watch some of my walks over there. Because I was so successful and doing so well, and I know so many of you guys can identify with me. And that's why we need to not let this little speed bump of a plan update derail us. We have to be in that together. But I allowed Points Plus to derail me, and I had other options, guys. I had other options. I could, at that point in my life, could have stuck with the original Weight Watchers Points plan. I had all the literature. I was going to tops, but I let my mental and emotional health interfere, and I think I used the plan change as an excuse to just go off the rails. So don't let this update be an excuse, okay? Listen, things change. Weight Watchers is a weight loss company. They're going to do this. We already know. We've been through this so many times. They're going to update, whether it's due to marketing, whether it's due to new research and evidence, whether it's due to Weight Watcher members being unhappy and customer satisfaction. It's going to happen. This is not going to be the last time that they update and change things, I can guarantee. So we're not going to let it bump us off course, okay? So, yes, I did Points Plus. And like I said, one person that was extremely successful here on YouTube, if you want to see, and we're talking like she lost 150 pounds successful, go over to Weight Watcher Girl. Weight Watcher Girl did Points Plus, was successful. I believe Diva and the Divine, she did a stint on Points Plus and enjoyed it. And I'm sure there are others that are just not coming to mind. But on YouTube, if you want to see good examples, just type in Weight Watchers Points Plus, and you're going to find a bunch of information on that plan. That was never a plan that I did long term, but I have all the stuff. So I'm definitely willing to go over it with you guys. I think it's a good plan. Retrospectively, I think the issue lied with me and what I was going through at the time in terms of my anxiety disorder and stuff like that. For whatever reason, I wasn't able to work through that in terms of my weight and eating in a healthy way. But I did. I went to counseling and I got my mental health back on board. So that was the priority at the time. Eating Cheez-Its was my downfall. To this day, guys, I don't keep Cheez-Its in the house. We don't buy Cheez-Its. I don't look at Cheez-Its at the store. I had some Cheez-Its a few years ago, and I don't know what it is about them. I love them. And Cheez-Its and Oreos. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. Thanks, Jessie. Okay, Leslie says, you've inspired me to start walking again. Leslie, that's awesome. Leslie, thanks for being part of my community. And I will see you guys Monday for the update. I will be back for weigh-in before then and tell you how I'm doing on this shorter week as I flip to Friday weigh-ins. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's do a hair check. When you have naturally curly hair and you flat iron it and you go walking in humidity, this is what happens. In case you were wondering. And it is a beautiful fall day, at least where I live. So get out there and get some exercise, guys. Okay, stay in orbit. Love you all. Thanks for chatting. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're doing, how you're doing. What do you think about the plan updates? Are you going to try Points Plus at some point in your life? Or are you just going to roll with the punches next week? I'm rolling with the punches. And if you want to join me, I would love it. Okay? Bye, guys.